exactly that. I'll be discussing with him what he perceives as a role for the UN. It will have to do that in a constructive way. There's no point in there being politicking based on ill feelings over past events, dominating consideration by the Security Council to the point where the Security Council is not able to act at all. Now, it will be possible if the Security Council becomes deadlocked for UN agencies individually to act in Iraq. It might even be possible for the World Bank and even the International Monetary Fund to have a role. But it will be a pity if the Security Council gets bogged down in disagreements based on past ill feeling. The important thing is that there should be a new corporate spirit of trying to work together to ensure that the UN has a constructive role, but we'll just have to wait and see. They've sat at the same brutal control of it. It would last until it's concluded, but similarly we will... The World Bank and the IMF have both indicated that they are prepared to provide assistance and to operate in Iraq. And I'm very pleased that they have made constructive contingency plans. I mean, that's not to say that they have decided that they will made any decisions about entering into Iraq at this stage. They can't do that because the war is still on, but they have made contingency plans for the post-war environment, and we welcome the work that they've done.
And now they think it will be longer.
I mean, I think the design is coming together quite well, and that is that you would have an Iraqi interim authority, and this is the point I've made earlier about the incremental passage of control over the Iraqi interim authority to the Iraqis themselves. You would have working in Iraq the UN. The UN would be coordinated by a special representative. There would be a number of different UN agencies that need to be coordinated. They shouldn't be duplicated, because there's been a big problem with the UN over the years, is duplication by UN agencies. No duplication, or at least a bare minimum. A clear role for the World Bank and for the International Monetary Fund. I think there's no doubt about that. They would both have a very important role to play. And that sort of design is, I think, is quite a good design. Exact time frames, nobody's put together an exact number of weeks. We also had quite a long discussion about North Korea. Discussed North Korea with the President yesterday, and the Vice President, and with Dr. Rice this morning. We obviously want the United States to keep a focus, even during the war in Iraq, on the crisis of North Korea. This is all the problem of North Korea, and this is a very substantial problem, one that we're very concerned about. It has an impact on our own regional environment. There does seem to be now a clear sign that China is making a substantial effort to try to persuade the North Koreans, first of all, to engage at least in multilateral dialogue, and secondly, to exercise a much greater degree of restraint.